as I get started, I want to say hello to Larry B and Steven Samurai and Greg Prude and I see DJ Dark Shades, Benita, Sir Sam, is that right? Columbia Products and Services. Do me a favor, shout out your city. If you haven't done it, please shout out the city that you're from, so I can see what cities we got in here. I'm sure we got some people from LA up in the house, because I'll tell you, LA, a lot has been happening in LA. We lost a couple of kings, a couple of great guys out in Los Angeles. Nipsey Hussle not too long ago, and also John Singleton, the late John Singleton, director of Boys in the Hood, one of the great Hollywood directors, you know, the greatest in history. He's right up there with the Hughes brothers. Does anybody know what the hell happened to the Hughes brothers? It's like they must have pissed somebody off. I heard they said something about Jewish people, and next thing you know, like, they ain't made a movie since. Like, or they made a couple of movies, like a couple of little HBO documentaries and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you like this: the Hughes brothers are the best. You know, and if you know anybody that knows the Hughes brothers, you tell them that I said that Dr. Boyce Watkins said that they are the motherfucking best. They made a movie called Dead Presidents. Anybody remember Dead Presidents? Dead Presidents, to me, they're part of the John Singleton generation, the John Singleton era, when you had these really good black movies made by black people. And that movie, Dead Presidents, was so good. And it makes me sad they didn't get a chance to make more movies, because they were just on this stuff. And I just want to give a shout out to the Hughes brothers. But anyway, let me see. Shout out your cities. I see Big Meech is from London. Tracy is from NYC. Kelly from Kentucky. Is that Loana? St. Louis. Okay, go Raptors. My city's Toronto, Canada. Okay, I don't think your Raptors are going to beat the Warriors, just in case you want to know what I think. I don't think the Raptors, I think that they could beat half of the Warriors. They could beat the Warriors when they're crippled, right? So when their players are injured, then I give it to Toronto. But when the Warriors are even 80% healthy, it's a wrap. I'm sorry, brother. I don't believe the Raptors are going to pull it off. I think that the Warriors are going to win that one. But anyway, so let's talk about this. I'm going to read some of this to you, and then I'd like to get you guys' opinion on what you think happened to John Singleton. Basically, his family's really thrown a lot of interesting twists into the situation because they feel that there might be more to his death than is being reported. According to TMZ, they said the hours leading up to John Singleton's hospitalization, which preceded his stroke and eventual death, are unaccounted for, according to members of his family circle who are digging for answers. Sources close to the famed filmmaker tell TMZ some of the mothers of his children, wow, okay, are some of the mothers, not all the mothers, but not all of the mothers. I don't know how many mothers of children does he have? Not that I'm not judging. I got a baby's mama, in case you're wondering. I had a baby's mama, but I only had one. After I had one, I paid all that child support. I said, shit, I ain't trying to go broke like that. That child support will kick you in your ass. If you ever want a financial plan, a plan for financial misery, then become a 4 or 5 time baby daddy, and then you will make the people who have $200,000 in student loans look like they at the carnival in a picnic. They will feel like they're on top of the world compared to how you feel. In fact, I did a video on drboycetv.com where I listed the 6 worst kinds of debt. Gambling debt, I had gambling debt, student loan debt, tax debt, for various reasons, and then credit card debt, payday loan debt, things like that. I should have threw in debt from child support. I don't know why I didn't think about that, because child support debt is horrible. It's horrible because the more you make, the more they take. It inhibits your ability to have a family later on. It puts men in a position where you can go to debtor's prison. They have debtor's prison for men, which is you don't pay that money, they're going to lock your ass up. They take your license, can't travel, no, so just, like, I know your penis be talking to you, telling you, oh yeah, she looks good, I need to go hit that. But just think about that. Just remember, there's always consequences to what we do. I'm not judging. I'm just telling you that there's always an action and a reaction to everything. Ain't nothing like paying, $100,000 in child support and then have your kids still hate you because they feel like you weren't there for them when they were little. All right. So even stranger. They said we're told nobody seems to know how Singleton got to the hospital. No, he didn't arrive himself. He had no friends or family saying that they took him, and there are no Uber or Lyft receipts to confirm how he arrived. Even stranger, our sources say hospital staff told family members John just sort of appeared out of nowhere in a wheelchair, and he seemed pretty out of it. Now, that's fascinating, right? That's interesting. That's interesting to me because John Singleton, he's a popular dude. He's a famous man. Why would a celebrity of John Singleton's magnitude Sorry, moving boxes. Why would a celebrity of John Singleton's magnitude just appear out of nowhere? You know, why? How could he just? I mean, imagine Jay-Z, like you're working in a hospital, you know, you're doing the late shift, and you just see Jay-Z roll up, and, you know, sitting in a wheelchair, like numbed out. You know, and somebody just left him there, and you don't know how he got there. There's nothing showing that he drove there. His car ain't there. Nobody drove him there in an Uber. Beyonce was like, I was at a concert. I thought Jay was fine. You call all the Jay's friends. None of his friends. They're like, I wasn't with him. I ain't seen him for a couple weeks. That would be kind of strange, don't you think? I mean, yes or no? Tell me. I think that's a little bit strange. I think that it's strange. It's very strange. It's very strange. I mean, you wouldn't expect a guy like John Singleton to just pop up out of nowhere. That would lead to suspicion, almost like somebody said, oh shit, he's going to die. I'm going to drop him off at the hospital so that nobody pins me for this shit. That's what I'm wondering, right? And again, but I can't speculate further because I don't want to speculate on drugs and none of that stuff because I'm not even going to put that out there. I'm not even putting that on the man because for all we know, he could have been a vegan who never drank a beer. I don't know. But I do know that it seems weird. It seems like somebody, let's see, Vicky says he was dropped off. Hopefully he was doing something crazy. He wasn't doing something crazy like drugs or something. Yeah, it's possible, right? But at the same time, let's not put that on him, right? You know, I think when somebody's dead, you know, you got to be respectful. You can't just act like, you can't just make assumptions, right? You know, so anyway, let me keep reading. Let me read more about John Singleton's interesting death, which has now become a mysterious death. TMZ broke the story, which they tend to break stories when black celebrities die or go through some shit. They make money off y'all. They make money off rich black people and famous black people. They're like Vlad TV. You know, they just love to look at black people and talk about what black people are doing. That's interesting. They said Singleton was experiencing leg pain when he checked himself in, and then he suffered a massive stroke while hospitalized on April 17th. He remained in a coma until his death at Cedars Mount Sinai Center in LA on April 16th. Now, I think what's going to be fascinating, interesting, to be honest with you, is the autopsy, right? I think the autopsy, I'll say this, if the autopsy comes out and his family does not want the autopsy released, then you could probably read between the lines in terms of knowing what could have been going on. But then again, I'm not going to make any assumptions about that one way or the other. It says, our sources say the mothers of John's children believe there's more to the story. So the mothers of his kids believe there's more. And they've also hired a private investigator. So they didn't say if it was 2 mothers of his children, 3. I don't know how many mothers of his children that he has. Maybe if you know, please feel free to fill in the blanks. Let me know how many children, how many mothers of children that he had. But, you know, I would almost say that I believe that, like my gut tells me that they might know a little bit more than what we know, right? You know, you've slept with this man, you had a baby with him. It's very intimate. So you have, you know, you know things. Like, so if somebody is wrapped up in drugs or whatever it is, you know, heavy partying, like you would know that. So I'm kind of thinking that they know something the public does not know. And they may not even want a TMZ or anybody else to even know that they were hiring the private investigator, but stuff gets out. We're told that they want to know what John was doing beforehand, who he was communicating with, and whether someone knew he was in bad shape and could have done something sooner to help him. That's true. If you could have helped him, you didn't do it, then you could get in trouble yourself. His mother, Sheila Ward, just filed legal docs to take immediate control of his estate, claiming someone close to him took stuff out of his locked office and his other valuable properties at risk. I think, just the finance professor in me, kind of the alarm bells went off when I heard that he didn't have, that his most recent will was back in 1993 and 94. You just can't do that. If you have family, if you have anybody on this earth that you give a shit about, that you give any tiny rat's ass about, you got to have some sort of will. Put something in writing. Just please, just at least do like Aretha and write something and leave it in the butt cheeks of your couch. Just leave it somewhere, where you can look in the couch and find your will. Just leave some kind of instructions, because when you're dead, you can't talk. Dead people can't come back and give instructions. You can't come back and clear things up. So I'm going to say at the end of the day, I was very sad when I heard that he didn't have a will. Black people give away probably billions of dollars a year from not having wills. Prince, spent his whole life fighting against the establishment, only to make one of the largest donations to white people ever given in history, which I think is something that we can learn from. No disrespect to Prince, but you know, it is what it is. You know, Dr. Alicia would kill me if she heard me say that, because she was upstairs watching a Prince documentary, and I heard Purple Rain and let's get crazy all day long, and you know, all this other stuff. But I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I mean, you know, as black people, black men especially, we got to take care of our families. And taking care of your family means taking care of them after you die, not just while you die. You got to think about your life as something that doesn't just matter now while you're here. You should leave a ripple effect that matters after you're gone. Because everybody, yes or no, yes or no. Tell me yes or no. Are you affected by the actions of somebody who's no longer here? Do you have an ancestor somewhere that you can thank for who you are today? Do you have a grandma, you know, a grandfather, a mother, a father, an uncle, a cousin, somebody who ain't here right now who helped shape who you are right now? Like, do you, yes or no? Do you have that person that you can think of in your life? Think about that one person. Maybe you knew them when you were little. Maybe they left you something before they died. Whatever it is, yes or no? I know I do. I know my grandma. You know, my grandma's still with me. She died in 2013 of cancer, and I still remember her. Right? You know, so basically, what you do while you're living matters to people while you're gone. You know, what you do or what you don't do matters to people when you're gone. Some of y'all may have trauma. Some of you may have something negative that happened to you because of somebody that's not here. You had somebody that did some stuff to you and didn't even realize that they were damaging you for life. Maybe they messed up the money before they died, created a hot mess at the funeral. They didn't think about that because they were only thinking about the here and now. And so black people have been trained to only focus on the here and now, to be short-sighted and to not be sort of disciplined in terms of thinking about the long term. We've got to stop being so short-sighted. You got to think about the long term. It ain't about you. It's about the collective, and it's about the long play, not the short play. So anyway, with John Singleton, I think the interesting thing is I think it sounds to me that there could be something interesting going on. I'm not one to jump on conspiracy theories. You know, you see other people kind of wanting to make everything a conspiracy. I don't believe that every time a black person dies, it's a conspiracy. I don't believe that every time a black person gets killed, it's a conspiracy. I just don't. I think that there are conspiracies. I mean, the conspiracy I believe in, for example, when Nipsey Hussle got killed, I believe it's possible that the government, you know, set up the guy Eric Holder to come and get him and all this other stuff. That's a possibility. Or it could just be, or it's also almost equally possible, or maybe even more possible, that Eric Holder was just old hating ass motherfucker, you know, old hating ass weak ass man. You know, we got them everywhere. They like roaches. You know, Negro naysayers are everywhere. The Negro naysayers, you know, the ones who create a problem for every solution. The Negro naysayers, the ones who love to destroy when they see somebody else building. We got them everywhere. I got Negro naysayers that I've had to deal with on my YouTube channel. So Negro naysayers are all over the place. And the thing the Negro naysayer hates more than anything is black excellence. The thing they hate more than anything is black success. The thing they hate more than anything is black progress. So when they see you doing well, they see you shining, their number one goal is not to shine with you. Their goal is to put out your light, right? So some Eric Holder, I believe, is a guy that maybe said, I just, you know, I can't outdo Nipsey Hussle. I can't outsmart Nipsey Hussle. I can't outperform Nipsey Hussle, but I can shoot a gun because any piece of shit asshole can shoot a damn gun, right? So that's what I think. So I think that it's a possibility that Nipsey, unfortunately, was just a victim of Negro naysayers. At the same time, when people ask me about conspiracies, well, Dr. Boyce, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? I'm like, well, it's possible. It's possible. Show me some evidence, and I'll buy into it. If you show me evidence, and then it didn't make sense. But if you have no evidence, I don't know what to do with that. But here's the thing. I agree with every conspiracy theorist out there when it comes to the bad things that happen to the black community. I agree with you in one simple key idea, in the big conspiracy, the conspiracy that trumps all conspiracies, the conspiracy that matters more than any other conspiracy. The big conspiracy is that they did plant drugs and guns. The CIA, it was proven, planted drugs and guns into black neighborhoods and turned them into war zones, right? I do know that it's not a conspiracy that the CIA, or it was a conspiracy, but it wasn't a conspiracy because it got uncovered. I know that the CIA killed Dr. King. I know the CIA put drugs and weapons in black communities to destabilize our families, right? I know these things. These are proven things, right? So it doesn't really matter so much if the government put Eric Holder up to killing Nipsey Hussle, or if somebody went and tried to go kill John Singleton. I think that the fix was in long ago, right? So ultimately, there is a conspiracy, but sometimes there's not. But I think that we love to jump on the conspiracy theories, and we don't have any evidence or logic all the time to back it up. We just jump on it because it sounds juicier than the truth. Sometimes the truth sucks. The truth, the hardcore, straight up truth, is something that we don't sometimes want to accept as black people, to say that sometimes we do things that are harmful to ourselves and to each other. Like, it is possible that John Singleton was a guy that had high blood pressure, a 50-year-old black man. I mean, how rare is this? Tell me yes or no. Yes or no. Is this rare for you, or have you seen it before? A 50-something-year-old black man who had high blood pressure or heart disease and didn't take care of himself. I mean, maybe that's a possibility too. No dissing though. I know a lot of people. I was in that category. I'm trying to get out of that category. I'm trying to break that old habit. We just have that as men. We don't go to the doctor. We think we're gonna live forever. You know, we think our penises are made out of Teflon, right? And we just kind of make decisions that don't always benefit us long term. But I think as a black man, your goal also is to try to fight out of that, because that's your slave training. That was your slave buck training. Now, anyway, let me get back to this. Hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please hit the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe. You're at drboystv.com, the home for intelligent black people. If you want to support the spread of intelligent black media throughout the world, please join us as a patron at intelligentblackpeople.com. That's intelligentblackpeople.com. All right, so let me see here. I'm looking at Tressie. She says, the same thing plagues us in Hollywood like it does in the jungle. Too much delight is a burden, I heard Jesus once say. Oh, I think, are you talking about like drugs and stuff like that? Or maybe like, yeah, well, basically when you talk about pleasure-seeking behavior, there's a reason why, people people in our community are probably more vulnerable to pleasure-seeking behavior, whether it's, a lot of sex or drinking or drugs, is because people who've been traumatized, they need pain relief. They self-medicate, right? So you'll have a lot of drug addiction, alcohol, etc. But then I think also in Hollywood, there's just an oversupply of everything that you want that's good, because there's a lot of money. And if you are a person that has a lot of power, you can end up kind of ruining yourself. Like if you look at, and I'm not putting John Singleton in this category at all, because I don't know nothing about his personal life. But actually, I would love to talk about Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom, he talked about how he has sex with 2,000 women, and some people think that's a low number. I'm like, no, 2,000 is still a high number, just because you don't think it's as high as everybody else's. 2,000 is a lot of people to have sex with. That's a lot of vaginas to be exposed to, because some of those vaginas, some of those vaginas was tainted, right? You fucking strippers and hookers and random women on the street. Some of those vaginas are tainted. Even when Kobe went and slept with that one lady, and he wasn't wearing a condom or anything, and that lady had 3 men, like they found semen from 3 men in her panties from that same week. What the hell, man? That's nasty. Just go dip your dick in the sewage waste dump. How about that? Why don't you go find a patch of poison ivy with some maybe some ammonia or some sort of toxic chemical in it, and put your penis in that, because that's kind of what you're doing when you're just not respecting your body, not respecting your woman's body. I understand. I get it that men are men and women are women and people want what they want. But, I think that when you have too much of what you want, I don't think that's ever good for you. Gluttony will fuck you up. I'm just telling you, like an obese person, this gluttony. It's like, I need donuts. I need chocolate cake. I need more sugar. When somebody's really, really obese and they, literally what could be cured with a few jumping jacks a day is lean out their body. What they're doing is they're carrying around toxins. They're showing you like their body is a physical manifestation of a sugar addiction. When I was overweight, my body was a physical manifestation of a sugar addiction, right? So having too much of what you want is not usually a good thing. Or like men, when I was young, I had cousins that had so many girlfriends, because I was adopted by my father at home. Not by my biological was somewhere else. But my stepfather adopted me, and on his side of the family, all the men were really handsome, and they got all the girls. They didn't have to fight for women. I had to earn my first girlfriend. It was real hard for me. They didn't have to fight. They had girlfriends when they were 5, because they had that curly hair, the good hair and the good eyes and all the other bullshit that we believe in, right? And but anyway, I used to wish I had what they had, like they had all the girls. And I said, God, it must be so great to just have all these pretty girls that want you. And then as I got older, I realized that that's not a gift. That's actually a little bit of a curse, because it can create behavior where you don't appreciate what you have, and also it can create, exposure to diseases, babies, mamas, just all kinds of other little problems that come into play. So I really just say to men, like, you don't ever think that having every woman in the world coming after you is always a good thing. In fact, when I got older and more women were interested in me, because when you get more money, you become more handsome or something. I don't know exactly what it is. But by that time, I knew that having that much female attention was not so much a good thing, especially in the Me Too era, because men who are consistently engaging with lots and lots and lots of women, you're going to run into a crazy one at some point. Yes or no? Please tell me y'all know what I'm talking about. Tell me, if you run into 200, 300 women, A couple of them gonna be crazy. And a couple of them can come out and be like, oh, well, he touched my booty and I never gave him permission. That's all they need. They come back 30 years later talking about you touched their ass in 1992. And next thing you know, everybody's acting like you a rapist. Like, that's how crazy our society has become. And it's easy to accuse a black man because everybody believes black men are bad. Everybody believes black men are guilty, evil, guilty till proven innocent. Where do you think the Central Park 5 documentary came from? Did y'all see that? Did anybody else watch that? I'm gonna tell you like this. I watched that documentary. I couldn't watch it too long. I watched some of it, and I started getting annoyed, angry. I started getting angry and sick. I said, I can't watch this. I can't. I know the story. I know what happened. I know they got falsely accused. They got exonerated later. I know enough. I can't watch that because I see myself when I see those men. I can't watch that because I know their pain. I'm not empathizing with them. I am them. You know, and I just was like, God, this is a fucked up country we live in, you know. So anyway, I'm not gonna stray for too long. I'm gonna go actually because it's Friday night. I need to go spend time with family. But yeah, but I'll say with John Singleton, you know, I wish his family the best. I hope they get to the bottom of this. I think the autopsy is going to tell us a lot. I think that if they believe something fishy happened, then I think that there was something fishy going on. But it don't mean that it was a conspiracy by the government or somebody killed him to get his money, although that is always a possibility. It's always a possibility. It could mean that he was out partying and something happened and somebody just said, well, let's roll his ass to the hospital and get the hell up out of here. Or it could just be a situation where they have information that they need in order to fully understand what occurred. So who knows? Nobody knows. And Frederick says, thank you for your hard work. Well, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And speaking of that, please hit that thumbs up button before you go. Everybody, on the count of 3, please hit the thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up button. Also in the comments section, if you want to leave questions and comments and stuff like that, maybe you can give me some ideas and thoughts on things you want me to cover on this channel. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, please go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. And don't forget, we have our investing masterclass that meets every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. If you'd like to join the masterclass, all you got to do is go to drboycemasterclass.com. That's drboycemasterclass.com. Some of you may have seen the stock market did really well this week. It's starting to recover from the dip from the previous week. So you know, the great thing about stock market investing is that you go through the storm so that when the sunshine comes out, you're that much happier, right? It's almost like a relationship where you fight and you hate fighting, but you love the makeup sex. So this week, the stock market is giving y'all some economic love on a very high level. So I don't know if you make money in the stock market this week. Raise your hand. Let me know if you made any money from the stock market. If you made money in the stock market, please let me know, because I think that is a great way to make money. So if you want to learn more about it, please visit drboycemasterclass.com. That's drboycemasterclass.com. Somebody said, tell Michi Fat Tail to leave. Don't call her fat. Michi. No. You know, I don't know about. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Paris Milan, but I will say Michi's. Y'all not gonna hear me say nothing negative about Michi. I'm just not gonna do that. Michi and I work together. Sometimes you stop working together, and then people move on with their lives. So it is what it is. So it's not a big deal at all. It is what it is. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. Be good. Peace. Michi too damn old to be beefing with Paris. Yeah, Paris is Paris is a liar. First of all, I mean, she lied about me owing her $180. First of all, it's $180. I've probably given $2 million to black people over the years. I mean, you know, so $180 is really tiny on the scale of things. I think that honestly, it was that her feelings were hurt because I think she was attracted to me or something. I don't know what was going on. But when I cut her off, it really pissed her off. And you could see how pissed off she was by her going out and lashing out with the videos that she made. You know, and it just happens. That's what people do. They talk shit or whatever, but y'all see me enough times to know what I represent. I'm not perfect, but I'm not out here scamming anybody. I'm black. I represent the black community. That would be kind of silly to do that. I just encourage people who have criticisms of how a black man runs his business to create a business of their own and actually hire black people. You know, I can say I've got dozens of black people who were able to pay my rent. You know, who are able to pay their own rent because of the money that I was able to give them. So I don't know. I'm just curious how many black people you're employing. If you're employing black people and you're helping black people pay their bills, then you can talk. But if you're just a YouTuber, you know, you have a channel and you just make your money by talking on YouTube, that isn't that's not a black business. You know, that's so it's easy to destroy black businesses, but it's very hard to build one. So I encourage people to spend more time building and not so much time trying to uh, you know, just get mad because somebody cut them off, because that's what it was. I cut Paris off. She got pissed about that. That's all it is. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good day. Peace.